Buy me, buy me.
But you have to really look at billboards for what they are. They are really just objects on a battlefield like a dumpster or a tree. I mean, as long as the Strog don't start firing Home Depot nails from the nail gun, or one of your missions in
Okay,
game
well,
involves you hacking the Mac, things like that would take you too far.
here's where it hits me though. It's all about the suspension of disbelief when you're trying to play a game and trying to get into it. But there's something about going to a map like sewers, and it's just or it's just like really jungly and kind of predator-like map, and you wouldn't really expect much civilization to be there. So you've got all these concrete buildings, and they're supposed to be for this big industrial complex, and then you just see billboards all over the place. Like, how does that ruin the experience for you? And it happened in BF2 as well. You had that Operation Midnight Sun level,
Yeah.
and it was in, somewhere in the middle of Alaska, and, all around the place there were billboards tacked on everywhere, and I understand if you're like in a city level and there's billboards everywhere. That's fine. That's normal. But if you have billboards and they don't fit with the game, they distract you from it, and I'm not sure anyone of us will be dumb enough to look at a billboard for a couple minutes going, while we get shot in the face. But, maybe some people are, and great, it's easy kill for all of us, but come on, like, when is this going to end?
Well,
I mean, I understand that they have persistent stat tracking. All right, yeah, Tim, go ahead. I'm sick of talking.
Well, it seems like from what I've read from the official posting from Splash Damage, all it is just so that the only reason why they have these billboards is so that they can keep on having support for their game as it progresses in the year and the mods and what else. So it's not going to be like an EA thing where you're going to have to buy your booster packs and whatnot. This is all going to be free, and they want to keep on supporting this game far onto the future, just like they've done with Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. The expansion packs to this game will not be free.
Oh, they will. They will.
I hope that they will be, if they do consider an expansion pack, but I don't think they will. I think it'll just be, free maps and updated patches.
New content,
Yeah,
new
maybe.
weapons, vehicles, all that jazz.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
I'm hopeful that id and Splash are smart enough to realize that their audience will not be very receptive over these advertisements.
Sash,
And this public beta just shows you,
Sash, didn't you see a billboard on your travels on the sewer map a couple of
I
days
was
ago?
playing the beta and I met Icarus and flying around. I was like, what? Intel Core 2 Extreme? I happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You got a
happened to
screenshot
take
of that? I'll just
screenshot,
pop it up right now.
Should be in the video
Okay,
enhanced
well, everyone else should be seeing it
podcast.
right now. Wow, look at this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I guess that's relevant. It's got the GDF Armadillo on it.
in
The
Apparently
Blaupunkt stereo
Yeah, they
system
have-
to listen to all your Strog
They have
beats.
computers in there. You see the little map on the right of your HUD with the
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, well, there you go. So
It's powered
that's
by
it,
Intel Core 2
Soon enough, we'll
Extreme.
be able to play Doom on the inside of our cockpit now.
Excellent.
Now, Tim, you've had a lot of experience with the Battlefield games and other first-person shooters. What's your stake on billboards in general?
As long as they're relevant to the game, I don't find them annoying. I mean, with these billboards that I saw in Sewer, they were on top of a building that I never even noticed until I went around an empty server and looked around for them. So hopefully, I mean, if they keep to their word and they're true to what they said, and if they keep them in very inconspicuous spots, like on the side of a car.
Bus.
Or very high up on top of a building, then I've got no beef.
Just as long as they're out of view.
Well, then that begs the question. I'm sure Tim and I, both being from the States, we're sort of, completely ignorant of billboards now. Like, we see them all the time, and it's just become an information overload, and we're just like, yeah, whatever. How about you guys, like, over in the UK? Are you receptive to billboards at all? Like, do you respond to them in any way?
I don't think they make me go out and buy that product that they're advertising or go see the movie that they're advertising on these billboards. I think it's just more of like, oh yeah, I saw that advert in a game I was playing this weekend. And I think it adds more realism because us gamers don't really get out much and don't really look at billboards on the outside of our four walls. And I think in-game ads will just be like, oh, that's what's happening in the world. Yes, Ghost Rider's just been released.
Makers want to hit Amazon
Exactly.
and buy the latest Intel or the game or something like that.
So, would you say that it's, like, worth their time to even consider putting the billboards in? Like, do you guys think it...
Well, I mean, it's to put the product on your mind. It's not necessary to, make you go out and buy it that instant. I mean, it's not hypnotizing you or anything, but it's to put it in your mind. So if you go out and you see that product, you think, Well, that's, it's associated with a well-bought game, so I think, I'll purchase that. It seems to be good.
What about the counter effect, the idea that, someone sees a billboard and say, oh yeah, well, they're ruining my game. I'm not going to buy this Intel product. I'm going to go with AMD. Like, do you think that's going to be an issue at all for either of you guys?
Well, I mean, there's drawbacks for everything, aren't there? I mean, at the end of the day, there's always going to be pros and cons for billboards and in-game advertising. But what I really want to see is destructible billboards, or
I'm sure
say
Ken
if
would like that.
you shot the leg of a billboard with an RPG.
Talk about a
and it
PR
killed a
nightmare
Strog.
that would be.
Yeah, and you could be flattened by an Intel billboard.
Why do they keep RPGing the Ghost Rider ad? Stop it! Leave it up there!
I just think what it comes down to is just support for the game, and as long as these billboards keep this game well supported, and it'll keep on going for a good 5, 6, maybe even more than that. So
Well, as long as it don't
I'm
rape
happy
the
with-
game, then it's all good, and I don't mind.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. As long as they continue to support giving free content to the community, then that's good news. I'm all for it.
So I take it the general consensus is that billboards are okay as long as they are not only relevant to the game that they're in, but also appropriate for the game that they're in. Like, they're not going to start showing ads for stuff that gamers won't be interested in all, like swimming pool fixtures and things like that.
So no to Durex or anything like that.
Well, if they're Victoria's Secret billboards, then
Yeah, well, everyone will just be stood there, camping, looking at the Victoria's
Right.
Secret billboard.
Right. Well, I guess that's it then. That's what it's going to be. All right, so that's it for our radar segment. Let's go ahead and move on to our special feature. Now, I know this feature has yet to be very special as of now, because most of it's information that you already know, but I figure that, hey, if you don't know it, you're going to like it, and if you do know it, you can fast forward a little bit. So every week, as before, leading up to the release of ET Q-Dubs,
Q-Dubs!
we here at the Q-Dubs
Whoop, whoop.
podcast would like to introduce some of the classes, weapons, technology features, whatever that's featured in the game.
Yeah, that's right, and this week it's the turn of the Strog Medic of Quake Wars, the Technician. Ash, want to tell us some more about the Technician?
Of course. The Technician keeps his teammates alive and shooting by replenishing their strident supplies, giving them both health and ammunition in one fix. Now, if that isn't the future, I don't know what is. The Technician can deploy force field emitters, similar to, the shields in Battlefield 2142, providing cover for his teammates on the front line.
Wow, health and ammunition in the same box. It's going to be a great future for all. Get your bullets and your medical supplies. Well, speaking of, health and ammunition and stuff like that, he can also create spawn hosts out of fallen GDF's troops. So, if you're a GDF guy and you're just lying there crying and dying, Strog Technician will come up to you, use his little device, his little spiky device, twist it around a bit, and you become a spawn host, and some Strog will just come right out of you like an alien out of the movie.
Yeah, I hate it when the Strog come up to you and start poking you with a little pokey spawn hoster thing. It's so annoying.
Well, it's better they poke you with their weapon or something purposeful than they try teabagging
Exactly.
you.
I still
I
do
still
that.
teabag.
That's the old
That's
class.
never
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
You have to.
He to me.
Well, that's it for our feature, and we're going to move on to official announcements here. Now, if you want to be a winner in the bandwidth circles, look no further than Cashfly.com. Cashfly's desktop architecture makes sure that you receive your content and your customers receive your content with breakneck speeds all over the world. Cashfly.com. Stop hosting. Start delivering.
And if you would like to support the Quake Wars podcast, or if you have any feedback that you wish to provide us, please dig us or leave us a comment at www.digg.com.
And if you would like to frag us in game and beat on us mercilessly with your assault rifles, shotguns, lacerators, whatever, then check out our
Icarus's.
forums. And Icarus's, yes, drops destroy bombs in your face. Check out our forums and look at the post in the general discussion about playing with the hosts. And Tim in there, he's going to give us some times that we'll be available to play. And you can go ahead, hop onto our TeamSpeak, which is also in the forums, and play with us and get a chance to test your might against the bad boys of the Quake Wars podcast. Now, if you want to talk to somebody on a more personal level, please either send us an email or send us an audio or video comment. You can do both of these things on the website. Just go to quakewarspodcast.com, click on the Wengo Vizio link or the audio link. Wengo Vizio for video, audio for just audio, or you can just send us a plain old-fashioned, wow, email's old-fashioned now, who would have thought, a plain old-fashioned email at contact@quakewarspodcast.com.
That's it for episode 2. And we'll join you next time when we're pleasing the Macron.
And then after...
Now,
What?
timing methods, what exactly are those? Did you get an idea from that, from the forum there?
No! I'm just...
Okay, well then...
He's like, what the hell
Here,
is
hold on,
CBR?
We'll edit that out then, and then we'll just continue whatever you're going to say.
Okay, well, let me... hold on, let me stop this real quick.
You've thrown him off
You
now.
threw me off. Hold on a second.
Lost his place there.
Gotta be quick like a bunny.
That's right, and
3,
this week
2, 1.
it's the turn of the Strog medic of Quake Wars, the technician. Wait, let me start that again. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's right, and this week it's the turn of the Strog medic. Shit. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's right, and this week it's the turn of the Strog. I keep saying
Strog poo.
Strog.
That's a great
right.
social feature. This week's episode is on Strog poo. It flushes.
Okay.
It's metallic. It's poo.
I love Strog poo.